Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We are back talking about Prog stock once again. This is Progenity Incorporated, and things didn't go so well today. Obviously, this is one of the social media darlings, very, very popular on Twitter, very, very popular on Reddit, a potential short squeeze candidate, a meme stock, as titled by a lot of people out in the community. And obviously, this thing was down right around 10% today. It's up like 1.5% after hours, so maybe things are starting to turn around. But this was a very, very rough day. And whenever, short squeeze stocks or meme stocks or whatever have a bad day, it can be rough because there's definitely a lot of paper-handed people getting involved in these stocks that just think or expect it to or hope that it will just go straight up, that it'll just go to the moon, that it'll be the next GME, the next AMC, and they don't want to see it go down at all. They don't want to see drops. They're not here for ups and downs. They're not here for the long run. They're just here to catch, that one massive uptrend very luckily and very hopefully. So this is always a big day for stocks like this. You're really going to shake out some of those weaker hands. You're going to see in stocks like Prog how many strong hands there are, how many long-term investors or faithful investors there are, and how many, kind of just weak-handed people there are in it as well. And eventually, one of those sides is going to win out. Either, the theories that are saying somebody is trying to keep the Prog shares down, somebody wants to keep it low. They're going to keep trying to push it down and down and down. Obviously, the people on the other side are going to keep trying to push it up and up and up. And eventually, somebody's going to win out. So it's just kind of, this back and forth game that we've seen with a lot of these stocks, over the past year or so. Some of the big news coming out for Progenity, this was actually yesterday, was the fact that Progenity is going to participate in the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation's 4th annual IBD Innovate Conference. Again, this is going to be held on November 18th and 19th, a virtual conference. And people are expecting them to hopefully make some big announcements, hopefully impress people what they have to say there. This isn't only a meme play. This isn't only a short squeeze play. This is, some people think, a company that has some good fundamentals and a good business model and some substance to the stock, which, when you have that on top of being popular on social medias, on top of being a potential short squeeze play, you potentially have a couple different ways to win here, so that could be very, very exciting. Progenity's VP of Strategy and Operations will present as a part of a session titled Novel Drug Delivery Technologies on November 18th. The presentation is going to be live streamed and will be available for viewing after the event to registered attendees. The presentation is going to focus on Progenity's novel drug delivery system currently under development, which is designed to improve patient outcomes in ulcerative colitis by increasing the available dose at the site of disease while reducing systemic toxicity. So obviously that should be pretty big. That's going to be important leading up to that day. I think there's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of excitement around it. It'll be very, very interesting to see if what Progenity and Prog has to say there lives up to the hype, if it gets more people excited, if it ends up being good publicity for the stock and company, or if it's kind of the time-old tale of buy the rumor, sell the news, and as soon as we get close to that day or at that day, this thing's going to tank since everyone expects it to be such a big, massive day and for the stock to explode. That is definitely one thing to watch out for, in the coming weeks for Prog stock. We have a bunch of people posting about this thing on Reddit today. This guy's saying he just bought another 9,000 shares of Prog, so obviously there is still some very, very, loyal and interested investors. And again, with a stock like this, when it is down 9% in a single day, there's going to be some people that are like, all right, I'm out, I'm over this thing's tanking, this thing's trash, I'm out of here, this is not, the hopes and dreams that I thought it was. And then there's going to be a lot of people who are not shaken, people who still believe in this thing in the long term, people who still have faith, and they see this as a 9-10% discount. They see this as their favorite stock being on sale, and they're going to buy more. Now, if this thing does end up shooting to, $5, $10, $20, $30, whatever, the people who are buying the dip, the people who are loading up at these cheaper prices, they're going to make a crap ton of money. It's going to be very, very crazy and very, very impressive for them. But obviously it does get riskier and riskier as things continue to go down. And, there's no guarantee it's ever going to go up at all, let alone hit some of those crazy numbers. But if it ever does, obviously these people are going to make out very, very well by lowering their cost basis and stuff like that. So I can definitely see why someone, would do something like buying 9K shares today, even on a day where things, kind of don't look great. This guy was talking about, he said, Prog, we are going to be fine. I'd like to express the importance of turning off stop losses if your intent is for this thing to squeeze. 4.34 million shares were borrowed and 4.59 million were returned. They short and trigger the stop loss, cover at the bottom, and then they fight back to short at the top. True Demon mentioned this as well. well, apparently. Right now, the short interest is estimated to be right around 65%, with 31 million, short shares being shorted. So yeah, the change was down 0.74% today. But again, obviously they are saying, about the stop losses to not have those stop losses in place, because they're going to, wherever people are loading up at a certain number, a certain price, or whatever, they're going to be trying to trigger those stop losses. They're going to be trying to get you out of the stock. They're going to be trying to force you to sell, especially when you see a day like today where something goes down 10%. There's a lot of people who have stop losses at 5%, 7%, 8, 9, 10%. And, they're hitting your numbers, and maybe this thing's going to pop back, but then, you're out of the game by then. So that is something to kind of keep in mind and be careful of. Obviously, not having stop losses, risky, dangerous as well, but sometimes having them can be a little bit risky and dangerous. The Prog community has serious investors that have held on to their shares. This guy says this is the king of stocks. The spike 2 days ago was caused by increased volume and the stability of the stock. Today was thanks to the apes that didn't sell. All I can say is that we are on a great path and a stable future awaits us. What we need most tomorrow is more volume. The whole short squeeze community should focus on fewer stocks. I think ATR, and SDC are also good, even if I don't own shares in those, but the rest of the stocks in this community don't have enough volume nor potential and will not squeeze. Only those three have true potential at the moment, Prog being the most volatile. So those who think about investing in Prog know the stock is held stable at the moment and has good potential. This is not financial advice. Again, so this is just kind of one guy's thoughts, saying the community needs to be more focused, but also that Prog still has a ton of potential, and despite going down 10% today, he still believes in it. Some other posts from the short squeeze subreddit. This guy said, okay, don't be discouraged. I feel like we have consolidated at around 270 and will now be going up after hours or tomorrow. This shows that it's not a pump and dump stock. Hold tight. And like he said, this thing did hold tight at 270. It dropped below 270 for a little bit here, for maybe about an hour or so, but it did hold pretty strong at those levels, and it, since has been coming back up, and we're up to, 276 right now. So obviously some people are taking that as a very, very good sign. We'll have to wait and see what the future has in store for this one, just like always. And then finally, one more person saying not to lose focus in Prog. This guy says, we've seen it so many times this past year. A stock gain a huge amount of hype and come close to a squeeze, only to be abandoned by a tiny drop. A small pullback is 100% normal. It wouldn't make sense for the price to constantly rise every day. We're in a once-in-a-lifetime position right now. This stock could literally 10x in the next coming month. All the other stocks have potential too, but right now Prog is literally a hair away from exploding. Please take it serious and hold your positions. This could change a lot of lives. And then, people talking about Pfizer rumors, stuff like that. A lot of speculation, a lot of different craziness going on. We've seen some crazy days for Prog recently. This thing is so volatile. It's going up, it's going down. There's people making money both ways. There's people losing money both ways. But obviously, as you can see, the community over on Short Squeeze is still holding strong. They are still very, very passionate. They are still, believing in Prog a ton. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out over the next coming weeks. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about PROG. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.